Yes, you are a donkey.
When Mexico sends its people, they're not sending their best. They're bringing drugs, they're bringing crime, they're rapists.
He's a jackass.
Yes, Donkey of the Day for Monday, September 16th goes to a man who could potentially be Vice President of the United States of America, J.D. Vance. At some point, we are going to have to realize that J.D. may stand for James David, but it also might stand for just dumb. May even stand for jackass donkey. This guy is the weapon formed against Donald Trump. If any pastor ever says to Trump, no weapon formed against you will prosper, I will scream, bah humbug, and tell him, look to his vice presidential running mate, okay? J.D. Vance is the reason why I now understand why vice presidents are better off seen and not heard. Last time I saw a VP hurt a candidate like J.D. Vance hurts Trump, and it's not like Trump needs any help hurting himself. Her name was Sarah Palin. But J.D. Vance, he makes Sarah Palin look like Michelle Obama. Now, I'm going to give J.D. Vance some credit. He is on all these Sunday morning news shows, unscripted, answering any questions they throw at him. I need to see more of that from Harrison Walls. It's one thing to do interviews, but you can't be resorting to all your talking points, Madam Vice President, because all eyes are on you. And when folks hear you repeating some of the same stories over and over, it starts to feel like it's not authentic. So that is where J.D. Vance them have a slight advantage, except for the fact that I'm sure there are plenty of Republicans, okay, plenty of people who wish J.D. Vance would shut the hell up forever, who wish J.D. Vance would be on the script, okay, would have some talking points, because when he wings it, oh boy, he says things like this. See, J.D. Vance was on CNN State of the Union, and Dana Bash asked him about the claims he made in regards to Haitians eating pets. You remember the whole Haitians eating pets thing, right? Let's listen to Trump on the debate stage repeating that lie.
In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets.
There's a nice little bop, by the way, that somebody made.
Oh yeah, I heard
they made
it.
a song today.
Oh, it is a bop.
Yeah, it's
it
hard.
is a bop. You hear me? But yes, JD said he felt the need to create stories so that the media actually pays attention to the suffering of the American people. He admit he just kind of made it all up. I can't make this kind of stuff up, and I wouldn't because I'm not J.D. Vance. Let's go to CNN State of the Union for the report, please.
Can you affirmatively say now that that is a rumor that has no basis with evidence?
Dana, the evidence is the first-hand account of my constituents who are telling me that this happened. And by the way, I've been trying to talk about the problems in Springfield for months, and the American media ignored it. There was a congressional hearing just last week of angel moms who lost children because Kamala Harris let criminal migrants into this country who then murdered their children. The American media totally ignored this stuff until Donald Trump and I started talking about cat memes. If I have to,
But it wasn't just a meme,
create stories so that the American media actually pays attention to the suffering of the American people, then that's what I'm going to do, Dana, because you guys are completely letting Kamala Harris coast.
You just said that this is a story that you
Yes.
created. So the eating dogs and cats thing is not
We are
accurate.
creating, I say that we're creating a story, meaning we're creating the American media focusing on it.
If I have to create stories so that the media actually pays attention to the suffering of the American people, I will. This is why you can't trust anyone. Except for me, because I tell you that you should believe me even though I'm lying. Okay, Ryan Holiday wrote a fantastic book that everyone should read called Trust Me, I'm Lying. And that is me. Okay, that should be all of us. I will tell you that I'm lying because I want to give you the choice on whether you should believe this lie or not. I know you are probably going to believe me anyway because you want to. All right, it's the same reason the FDA puts warning labels on cigarettes, you know, and they tell you these things cause cancer, but you smoke anyway. Okay, you should always give people the choice. J.D. Vance did not. J.D. Vance said he wants to bring attention to the large Haitian population that is here in Springfield illegally. Can I tell you the truth of the matter, America? The vast majority of Haitians are in the U.S., in Springfield legally through a temporary protected status that has been allocated to them due to the violence and unrest in their home country. And their status must be renewed after 18 months. You know how I know this? Because I read. Okay, it's not complicated. All you have to do is read past the headline. Yeah, I'm old school, guys. I was born in 1978. I still read the whole article and not just the headline. Now, let me tell you what J.D. Vance's rumor has caused. Bomb threats aimed at local hospitals and government offices. And J.D. Vance doesn't want to get any credit for that. Let's listen.
You're not just a bystander. you're the senator from Ohio. So instead of saying things that are wrong and actually causing the hospitals, the schools, the government buildings to be evacuated because of bomb threats, because of the cats and dogs thing, why not actually be constructive in helping to better integrate them into the community?
First of all, let me just respond to a couple things that you said, but I want to start with something you said, which I think is frankly disgusting and is more appropriate for a Democratic propagandist than it is for an American journalist. There is nothing that I have said that has led to threats against these hospitals. These hospitals, the bomb threats and so forth, it's disgusting. The violence is disgusting. We condemn it. We condemn all violence.
Senator,
and
this
threats
happened
of violence.
after you and
But to
President
say,
Trump were on the debate stage, said that cats and dogs were being eaten.
You asked a question, Dana, and I'm going to go ahead and answer it. You just accused me of inciting violence against the community when all that I've done is surface the complaints of my constituents.
J.D. Vance, you are the same person who, after Donald Trump got shot at the first time, the first attempt on his life, you tweeted, the central premise of the Biden campaign is that President Donald Trump is an authoritarian fascist who must be stopped at all costs. That rhetoric led directly to President Trump's attempted assassination. You tweeted that, J.D. Vance, almost immediately after someone tried to take Trump out the first time. So if you believe rhetoric can lead to things like attempted assassination attempts, why don't you think your rhetoric could lead to bomb threats on local hospitals and government offices? Why don't you believe your rhetoric could lead to people trying to hurt Haitians, not just in Springfield, but all around the country? Here's the thing about America. There is enough real issues going on in this country that we don't have to put no sauce on it, JD. Okay? This is the first time in my life that I am actually encouraging a white person not to put seasoning onto something. Okay? You don't have to when you are actually focused on the issues. When you aren't focused on the issues, you have to deflect and distract with silly ass stories like this. JD, stop playing with the American people's realities. And more importantly, stop playing with their lives. Please. Please give JD Vance the biggest hee-haw. Matter of fact, let Chelsea Handler give J.D. Vance the biggest hee-haw.
Hee-haw, hee-haw. That is way too much Dan mayonnaise.
Too much mayonnaise.
All right.
They don't get in trouble for that, just like making stuff, like admitting to just like making stuff up.
They've been doing it for the last, 10 years?
Yeah, but like, I don't know. It just feels
Donald Trump at one time said if you drink bleach, it'll cure COVID.
Yeah, and that should have been a crime.
It should be a crime, but as we have learned in this country has no actual rules or regulations or laws or even knows how to handle people like the Donald Trumps and the J.D. Vances of the world.
Right.
They don't even know how to deal with that type of privilege. But I will say this, speaking of dealing with it, all my Haitian brothers and sisters, what y'all waiting on, man? Do you still need a piece? Do you need a piece of J.D. Vance's hair? A fingernail, maybe? Can't use a piece of Trump's hair. It would be a waste of some good voodoo because that's a toupee. All right? But it's time for someone to cough up a frog. See, white privilege is strong, but black magic is stronger.
All right.
Come on.
All right.
You know what to do.
Salute to all my Haitians out there.
Sac passe.
I was talking to, my best friend is DJ Mono Renan. He's Haitian, and I spoke to him this week, and he said, yo, bro, do you know how many times I had to tell people that I'm not trying to eat their pets? He was like, people really come to me and ask me, which is crazy.
People coming to me asking about my underarms. Charlamagne,
Same thing.
You got some apologizing to do?
Pet Safari, your
underarms are furry. You want to talk to the people about what you made up?
Pet Safari, your underarms are furry. It's the same thing, Lauren.
Jesus Christ.
Okay.
All right.
Donkey of the Day is sponsored by renowned personal injury attorney Michael the Bull Lamonsoff. Don't be a donkey when you need a fighter on your side. If you're ever injured, go to michaelthebull.com. That's michaelthebull.com. And when you mess with the bull, you get the horns.
Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.